this video, we're going to take a look at sources for creative iMedia. So first things first, the units that this is useful for. So you may get asked theory questions in the exam, and for every single piece of coursework you're going to have, whether that's R84 comic to R09, whatever for your games development, you're going to have to do some form of research, and it's going to require you using various sources. So sources in general, during your academic lives and even your professional lives, you're going to be researching lots of different topics, whether you're writing essays, creating a logo, adding pictures to a document, or doing designs for a product. You're probably going to use something else that's already been made to help you out. You might even go out and do your own research, which has never been done before. These are what are called sources. So for example, if I'm going to create something, being a teacher, I'm not the most fantastic person when it comes to design. I'm not a graphic designer, but I'll quite often look online, look at some ideas, and then create something for myself. When I was at university, I had to do some research for one of my projects I had to do, which was about how people log on to work to say that they're clocking on for work, and how they clock out and how hours get tracked. So I had to go out and actually look at various systems at different places of work, so I had a good understanding and I could build my program to do that. So first things first, you've got primary sources. So a primary source is anything you've done yourself. So you might have interviewed somebody, done a questionnaire, taken a photograph, recorded a sound yourself. That doesn't mean going up to a concert and recording Coldplay playing a song, because that's still their song, but as in, you creating your own content there, and filming something yourself, doing a journalistic report. Maybe you might ask a focus group, and you might even create a piece of music or a work of art. Now, in case you're not sure, I think they're all quite easy to understand. A focus group is where you get a certain demographic of people, think back to the target audience video, and you will trial something with them, or you'll ask them certain amounts of questions within that focus group, and they sort of come up with some feedback so you can find out what they liked, what they didn't like. So the idea is though that a primary source usually comes back with a report or a discovery of something that's new and original, something that's not been asked before. So you might do a survey, so example here, you might just go on surveymonkey.com, something like that, and create a survey. Now, secondary sources, this is where you use information that somebody else has already done. And there's nothing wrong with doing this, because a lot of people in the world, and a lot of people put in a lot of hard work. I'm a firm believer of what's the point in you doing something that someone's already done, unless you can do it better. So you might watch a DVD, read a newspaper, go on a website, listen to the radio, read a book. These are usually something that somebody's gone, done some research themselves, and written a report on. So usually it's something that's happened in the past that they've spoken about. And anything that's not yours, anything you haven't done yourself, should be referenced in a bibliography, which we'll go for in a minute. But the idea is secondary source is something you haven't done. So it could be someone's written an essay for university, or written an essay for school, and they've got research themselves. It might be that you've just got some inspiration from some pictures that somebody else has taken. You might be doing a piece of artwork and you're influenced by a certain designer. You're writing about that in your essay. You need to reference that. So how to reference? So in a perfect world, you can use a thing called Harvard referencing. So that's where you put the name of the author, the year it was published, where it was published, who was the publisher, which pages you used, and sometimes it asks you to put when you last accessed it. So something like Draw It R 2020, The Ultimate iMedia Guide, printed in whole. I've called my publisher books in this example, page 10, whatever it is. Now, at GCSE level, you're not going to get penalised for not doing perfect Harvard referencing. I don't even think at university I did perfect Harvard referencing. So what you can do is something along the lines of this, and if you can do it this way, then if I was marking your work, I would have nothing wrong and no issues at all with you doing it this way. So first things first, I've got some random text from an essay, and I've used a fact here. I've said internet usage has increased from 413 million in 2000 to over 3.4 billion in 2016. Now that's a piece of information I haven't got myself. That is not my work. So what we can do is, in Microsoft Word, we can go to References, and we can go to Insert Footnote. And what it does is that puts a little number next to it, and here's where you can put your reference. Now, I got my information from here. So you see, I've got this information on this website here, so what I would do is take that, I would paste that in. I would say last access 26th of the 5th 2020, because that's what I have when I've used it, and that's all I do. I don't think I put any more in that. Maybe you might want to take the link off if you want to, but it's absolutely fine. It keeps that one there, and then you're done. And if you really wanted to, you could do a bibliography at the end, but in terms of your work, you've got bibliography settings here. You can set a bibliography. I really wouldn't be too bothered about it. Same goes for images. If you want to put one in there, so I'll set that up there again, set a footnote again, and what I might do is take the picture, paste that in there like that, and I've got my references. And that's all I would do in terms of referencing other people's work. When it comes to GCSE level, when you get to college, university, you will have to use the Harvard referencing method, and if you want to use that now, it's really good practice, but you should always be sourcing other people's stuff, even at GCSE level, even at Key Stage 3 level really. It's good practice to be crediting people who have actually done something. So for example, this website here, Unsplash, I get lots of my thumbnail images from there. It's a really good idea. So what I do is every image I use, I click this plus here, and I've got my collection. Now on here, if you go to my account, you can see all the pictures I've used for all my thumbnails. Now what I've done is I've shared that on my YouTube channel, so people can actually see all the pictures I've used. So I can go to view profile, look at my collections, and you can see there's my thumbnail for this video, that's my thumbnail for my last video, video before that, and so on. So everyone who wants to see the pictures I've used can go ahead and look and see that this one's done by Kristen Hume, and so on. So, an exam question. So, the organisation running the Kids Fibre Day campaign wants to make sure that the stickers being designed will appeal to the target audience of children aged 5 to 11. Identify one form of primary research that the organisation could do using the visualisation diagram of the stickers, and then we've got to describe one method of research using secondary sources that could be used to select the correct foods for the characters to change into. So pause the video, answer the question, should take about 3 to 4 minutes, probably more like 3, and we'll go for the answers on the next slide. And for the answers, so the first one, you can carry out a survey of the target audience, a questionnaire or a focus group, and then 2 marks for you can use the internet and look at sites about food, you can use books about food to check which are the healthiest. Don't write Google it. If you wrote Google it, yes, that does mean using internet research, but it's too vague and you would not get the mark. And thank you for watching. Hopefully it helped. You understand your sources, you know how to reference, and good luck in your coursework, good luck in your exam, and I'll see you in the next video.